Creatine. You've probably heard it talked about in gyms, on sports fields, and even in health discussions about the brain. But what exactly is it? Chemically, creatine is a small compound derived from three amino acids: arginine, glycine, and methionine. It was first discovered in 1832 by French scientist Michel-Eugène Chevreul, who extracted it from meat, hence the name, from the Greek kreis, meaning meat. Your body naturally makes about 1 to 2 grams per day, mainly in the liver, kidneys, and pancreas. You also get about the same amount from foods like red meat and fish. An adult stores roughly 120 to 140 grams of creatine, with about 95% of it in skeletal muscle and the rest in the brain, heart, and other tissues. Vegetarians and vegans typically have lower levels since plants contain almost none. So what does creatine actually do? Think of creatine as your backup battery for energy. During short, intense activities like sprinting, jumping, or lifting heavy weights, your muscles burn through ATP, the energy currency of the cell, in just a couple of seconds. Here's where creatine comes in. Stored as phosphocreatine, it donates a phosphate group to regenerate ATP, letting you push harder for longer. These results are backed by science. For example, Harris's research group showed that muscle creatine stores can increase by 20 to 40% with supplementation. Also, Branch reported that creatine has shown to improve strength gains by 5 to 15% compared to placebo. Additionally, sprint performance improves by 1 to 5% in single sprints and 5 to 15% in repeated efforts. Other studies showed that creatine increases lean body mass by about 1.5 to 2 kilograms over 8 to 12 weeks of training, and that even the brain benefits. In vegetarians, creatine boosted memory and intelligence test scores by 20 to 40%. Now, what about side effects? The most common is water retention inside muscle cells, but this is actually a good thing. Creatine increases cell volume and may even trigger muscle growth signals. Serious health issues like kidney or liver damage have not been found in healthy people using recommended doses, even in long-term studies. Despite all this, creatine is still a supplement and should be taken with the necessary precautions. So how do you take creatine safely? The gold standard is creatine monohydrate. You can start with a loading phase, 20 grams per day, split into 4 doses for 5 to 7 days, followed by a maintenance dose of 3 to 5 grams per day. Or skip the loading and just take 3 to 5 grams daily. Your muscles will saturate more slowly in about 3 to 4 weeks. Take it with a meal containing carbs and protein for best absorption, and stay well hydrated. It's not recommended for children under 18 without supervision, and people with kidney disease should avoid it unless prescribed. Now let's clear up some common questions. Question 1. Is the increase in water weight bad? Why does it happen? Creatine pulls water into your muscle cells, increasing intracellular hydration through a process called osmosis. This is why you may see a 1 to 2 kilogram weight gain in the first weeks, but it's not bloating or fat. It's water inside the muscle, which actually helps performance and may support muscle growth. Question 2. Does creatine cause hair loss? This myth comes from a 2009 study in rugby players that found creatine slightly increased DHT, a hormone linked to hair loss. But here's the catch. No study has ever shown creatine causes hair loss in healthy men. Large reviews have concluded there is no scientific evidence that creatine supplementation leads to baldness. If you're genetically predisposed to male pattern baldness, creatine isn't the cause, it's genetics. To sum it up, creatine is a naturally occurring compound with a 200-year history in science. Supplementation boosts muscle strength by up to 15%, adds 1 to 2 kilograms of lean mass, enhances sprint performance, and even supports brain function. It's safe, effective, and one of the most researched supplements in the world. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Substance Report. Hit subscribe for more science-backed deep dives into the substances that fuel our bodies and brains.